Welcome to Lake Wolfgang. Let's begin the final approach.
I focus on the very far end of the horizon, a virtual corridor. Position the landing zone close as possible to our destination. Reach our docking point with a short taxi ride. Hello, my name is Ludwig Reiter. Welcome to the Flying Bulls channel. I'm a seaplane pilot, and today I have the great honor of taking you along on our training flight to Lake Wolfgang. Our ground crew has already prepared the plane. It's been fueled, and I'm starting my pre-flight check. Even before the turbine is started, the aircraft is inspected, especially in the case of an amphibious aircraft. That's because this aircraft will later operate both on the runway and on the lake. In addition to the engine, the landing gear, floats, and the propeller are also checked. So, the pre-flight check on our Cessna Caravan, the seaplane, is complete, and we are now ready for our training flight to Lake Wolfgang. With more than 850 shaft horsepower from Pratt Whitney, this Caravan is one of the most powerful single-engine turboprop aircraft in its class. Every phase of the flight serves as a training and helps to build routine. Short training flights like today's require the utmost concentration, especially during the startup phase.
The engine is running, contact with air traffic control has been established, and we're still programming the GPS. And then we're already taxiing toward runway 15 at Salzburg Airport.
Salzburg Tower, Servus, die Oscar Echo, Echo Delta Mike, April East, request taxi.
Our training flight today begins right here in Salzburg. We are now taxiing out from Hangar 7. The flight will last about 12 minutes and take us over Eugendorf and Fuschl, straight to Lake Wolfgang.
Charlie Delta and Northern Bravo, Oscar Echo, Echo Delta Mike.
The weather conditions are ideal for a training flight of this kind, and with temperatures of 28 degrees and a very pleasant light breeze from the east, we have perfect conditions today.
Oscar Echo Delta Mike is ready for departure anytime.
After receiving takeoff clearance from Salzburg Airport, we head straight to the runway.
Line up and wait, Oscar Delta Mike.
10 degrees of flaps help us with our takeoff distance and climb rate.
We'll clear for takeoff, Oscar Echo Delta Mike. Rolling.
Just a few seconds after the takeoff roll, the Caravan is already airborne. But the takeoff marks only the beginning of the actual transformation. The land plane is now becoming a true seaplane. The landing gear is retracted. Powered by the hydraulic system, the four wheels slowly disappear into the floats. It's an unusual, slow process that nevertheless demands the utmost attention. Because only once the landing gear is fully retracted, this aircraft is ready to land on Lake Wolfgang. It's just a few minutes flight from here. See you at the lake. Welcome to Lake Wolfgang. We've already selected our landing zone in the lower left. Let's begin the final approach. Let's pause the video here for just a moment.
During the final approach in the seaplane, I focus on the very far end of the horizon. And I imagine a virtual corridor free of other traffic, swimmers and boats. We try to position the landing zone as close as possible to our destination, the Hotel Scaleria, so that we can then reach our docking point, the pier, with a short taxi ride. The wind and the swell are particularly important here.
After that, the focus is entirely on maintaining a steady speed and a controlled descent path.
90 und 80 Knoten.
Just before touching down, your sense of the remaining height above the water takes over. The Caravan gently adapts to the rhythm of the waves and glides across the surface of Lake Wolfgang.
Hands up for water landing.
The Caravan gently settles onto its floats, resting in the waves of the lake, and steers wonderfully, just like a boat. The water rudders assist with directional control at low speeds. With minimal power, we now move across the water toward our docking spot. Here too, our primary focus is on all other lake users, the boats, stand-up paddlers and swimmers.
Alberto, die Caravan ist gelandet und am Weg zur Seebühne.
Copy, area is clear und ich erwarte dich dann an der Bühne.
Sieht gut aus. Dankeschön.
Engine off.
For a brief moment, silence settles in and we glide towards the dock. Precision maneuvering is now required. And we have reached our destination. The lines are secured, a brief moment to reflect and enjoy the moment. That was a great training flight here to Lake Wolfgang. For us Flying Bulls pilots, it's important that we practice landing and especially docking the seaplane on a regular basis. That way we can be sure we're safe when we take passengers and bring them here to this beautiful area. Before hitting the water, we perform another quick pre-flight check of the machine. All hatches are closed and the lines are released. We reassess the wind, weather waves, and the lake once more. Many of these steps are routine, nevertheless, each one deserves the same attention as it did the first time.
The takeoff from the water requires precision and patience, and above all, consideration for all lake users. "20° flaps help us to optimize our takeoff distance. We assess the wind, read the waves, and once again find a virtual corridor for our takeoff run. That looks like a very good starting spot, free of boats, and the wind is favorable too. Once the machine is perfectly aligned for the takeoff run, the water rudders are finally retracted. And we're ready for the takeoff.
Okay, los geht's.
As our speed increases, the position of the floats on the water surface changes continuously. The goal is to navigate it through the optimal resistance zone and smoothly transition the machine into the glide phase, the so-called step. Now we're looking far ahead at our flight path, the traffic, and our airspeed. From the lake straight into the sky, hardly any other form of aviation connects the elements as impressively as seaplane flying. Thank you for joining us. Until our next adventure with the Flying Bulls.